The first thing you do when you start a band is talk about your influences. That's how you figure out what kind of band you want to be. So who do you like? Blondie.
Christina Aguilera.
Who? No, come on. What? You, shortstop.
Puff Daddy.
Wrong. Billy.
Liza Minnelli.
What are you guys? This project is called Rock Band. I'm talking about bands that rock. Led Zeppelin. Don't tell me you guys have never gotten the lead out. Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. Ring any bells? What about Sabbath? AC/DC. Motorhead. Oh, what are they teaching this place?
Why do you think they did that? What's that?
Yeah, just to have a religion to be formed.
They do, but also how would that help in empire building? How would it help Spain if everyone was the same religion? Well, what's the purpose in the system?
Mine silver and other one was
What did the Janissaries and what did Christian boys end up becoming through the Janissary system?
we have an idea of what to say for trade, but we don't know really how to
Would it be wrong to say the Ottomans didn't receive trade?
The Ottomans didn't receive trade?
No,
remember they closed their doors and stuff, and they stopped allowing people to.
they thought they were superior.
Oh, not necessarily to trade, but to European ideas. Because they're in the heart of Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. So, I mean, they're going to be into trade, but you're right in that they didn't really care about other people's new ideas and inventions. So when they said that they shut them off to the West, they shut off their cultural ideas, not necessarily to trade.
Now, in 1898, Spain owned Cuba outright. Think about it. Cuba owned by a disorganized parliament over 4,000 miles away. Cubans were in a constant...
Where was the Ottoman Empire? India or the Middle East?
Middle East, so you had the Mediterranean Sea. Oh, there's a map right behind you. Ready?
That's what I was thinking, but then I was thinking about all the...
So it's going to start here, Turkey.
About the communication problems and that, they're too big to control with this.
Yes. I think
Should I
that
use it
helps.
as a difference or a similarity? Because they both kind of had problems within their government that led them to the decline.
I think that helps to explain why they are similar, or that I think it helps to explain the similarity between the two.
Okay.
That these empires are so large, so they both needed to have this type of leader.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the plan. In true AG fashion, this needs to be timed. So, you're going to have the rest of class, but we're going to try to do it so I can do a 40-minute mark. You can finish the essay after 40 minutes, but I want you to see what you can accomplish in 40 minutes. So what that means, I know that you're anxious, and that's okay, and it excites me because that means that you're trying to do your very best. So that's all I really care about. This is your first comparative essay for me. I'm just seeing what you can do. And if it doesn't go so hot, it doesn't go so hot. You've got a lot of time to fix it. But I can only know what you know by you just trying your very best. Based on the conversations I had with a few of you, you've got the right ideas. You just got to get them down. And that's probably the first thing. I know you're going to be tempted when I say go to just start writing. I would really, really prefer and highly suggest that you take a good 2-3 minutes, maybe even 5, to plan out your essay. You can do so on the bottom of the essay question itself. That is reality. That is what you'll be doing in May on the AP exam, so why not practice it now? Because you have to account for all the time that goes into that 40 minutes. So don't start planning now, because that's kind of cheating, because you got to keep track of those 40 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So what you need to have out is the essay question, which you hopefully picked up on the way in, the essay paper, which you hopefully picked up on the way in,
And all notes need to go away. If you need those materials, go over and grab them right now. Also need a pen, blue or black. If you need that, I can get a pen for you.
Math is a wonderful thing. Math is a really cool thing. So get off your act, let's do some math. Math, 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 math. 3 minus 4 is...
-1.
That's right. And 6 times a billion is...
6 billion?
Nailed it. And 54 is a 45 more than what is the answer, Marta?
9.
No, it's 8.
No, it's 9.
Yes, I was testing you. It's 9. And that's a magic number.
Does everybody have the sheet from yesterday out on their desk? That's your resource, right? You're going to want to look at your resource, right? So I'm not asking you to do proofs off the top of your head yet, okay? I'm asking you to use your resources. These aren't very long ones. So you need to have the worksheet from yesterday. What else could you be looking at as you try to do these problems? The board, good. The 5 things that we have written over here, those are our methods, okay? So let's go. Let's try to take a look at number 2. What should you do first? Establish what these are. What do you mean by that? What angles they are. So she wants to establish what angles they're talking about. Okay? So who's going to come up and mark up my picture? All right, go ahead. What are you doing? You're volunteering before you even know what you need to do.
All right. Well, what did I volunteer for?
She placed the marks on the appropriate angles that are congruent.
All right.
That's not the mark. Is that an angle?
There you go.
You have to make, there you go.
There you go.
That one's really bad.
Thank you. You get the point. All right, she's asking a good question. All right? She's noticing between problem 1 up here, right? You see how we have the G in the middle here? And then in problem 2, we also had the G in the middle. That's the vertex of the angle, but you've got to pay attention to the outside letters too. So what I suggested was start with the H, and then trace over to G, and then over to D. All right, does that help? All right, so something I'm noticing, for those of you that have made a T-chart, you've got to write the given in. That's your evidence. So you just can't go right to a proof statement without the evidence. And in these smaller problems, the given is your evidence to support your proof statement. So that has to be there, right? It's just like in the other subject areas where you go into the text and you provide evidence for your argument. You've got to have that same evidence in these type of problems, right? So angle B equals angle C. That's the evidence to support your argument for why you're going to prove the lines are parallel. So that has to be there, whether you do a paragraph or whether you do a T-chart. You're good, but I just don't want you, because they're going to get bigger. The problems are going to get bigger and bigger.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot more thoughts to organize, so you may want to start to use a T-chart. Good question. Let's talk about that. All right, I want to have a conversation. If everybody could stop about number 4. All right, so I've looked around. You guys ready? Let's take a look at this. They've told you B is equal to C. Okay? Here's my question now. That's all they've given you, right? Do you know if A is equal to D yet? Can I, right now, just do this? Do I know these are equal?
Yes.
Why?
Because you know the lines are parallel.
How do you know the lines are parallel?
Because B equals C.
B equals.
Because outside interior angles are.
Yeah.
All right, have you proved the lines are parallel yet?
Yeah.
In your brain, you haven't written it.
Okay, so if you're going to write it out, so if I have a proof, right? Let's say it takes me to this step to prove the lines are parallel. Okay? At what point does A become congruent to D? Does it come up here before step 2 or after step 2?
After.
Why does it have to come after step 2?
Because it's only true if 2 is true.
Exactly. So you can't make an assumption without the evidence, without the proof. You cannot go on to say A is congruent to B until after you've proved the lines are.
Alright, so what do you think? So which one's your transversal?
This one.
Okay, so what lines are you trying to prove parallel?
These ones. You can't
Are you
prove that.
sure about that?
No.
Read your proof
Is
again.
it this one? Am I saying it? Oh.
Okay, alright, do you know which lines you're trying to prove? Parallel?
This one.
Okay, where's your transversal?
Not that one.
Yeah, that's what you gotta decide. So maybe color them in darker. Which one you want your transversal to be, which one you want your parallel lines to be, and then it'll pop out of you.
Alright. Rather than have the same conversation a bunch of times, a lot of us need to talk about 5. Right? Connor, come on. So angle A and then angle ACD are supplementary. No, why did I put 2 markings here and only 1 here? Because they're not congruent. Okay? So they're different. That doesn't really tell me they're supplementary, those marks. It just tells me they're not the same. Right? So what I think is helpful to the people I've already talked to is you need to maybe, if we got to get the colored pencils out or something for some of you, draw in your parallel lines, right? That's what we're trying to prove. And then these angles are both on this transversal here. So that would hopefully, now that I've done that, help some of you see the relationship you're looking for. So you're always looking back over there to those 5 things. Which one of those 5 things over there does this fall into? Same side interior. What's the relationship of same side interior?
Supplementary.
They're supplementary.
Pressure up. All right, Cody, can you explain to us how you got that?
Alright, so this is 8. So I took 10.
So wait, what is 8?
The wet bulb thing.
The wet bulb. What does wet bulb mean, Brendan?
The side on the thermometer that has the sock.
Okay, what happened to that sock?
When it gets wet, it goes down.
Why does it go down, Haley?
Because water evaporates.
And what is evaporation, Marcus? Oh, cooling process. So the wet bulb side was? 8. The dry bulb side was? 10.
So the difference.
It was freezing outside. Okay, just stay right there. 1 sec with your instruments. We're going to need your data, Cam. Let's record your data up in the board. Okay, Cody, go on. Teach it.
Alright, so these things, they intercept, and then it's 76.
So what's your dry bulb?
10.
10. What's your difference?
2.
What are the units for relative humidity? Celsius? Percent. Nice job. Thank you. You're good. Thanks. 78%. All right, so we have a lot of things going on now. Is it cold or warm outside? It's freezing. It's freezing. Cam, what do we got? What's our air temperature?
It's like 15 degrees Celsius, but it's like warmer than that.
Okay, so 15 degrees Celsius. What's the wet bulb?
It was 9 degrees Celsius.
Do we have any wind?
It was, it was 5, so I think that's like 19 to 24 miles per hour.
19 to 24 miles per hour. And winds are coming from the?
Northwest.
I'm guessing they're coming, why did I guess the winds would be coming from the northwest? Nice try. Is it warmer or cold out today compared to how it's been? Cold. So why would the winds come from the northwest? It's colder. If they were coming from the southwest, the winds would be warmer. Second, someone walk us through this. What is it? CJ?
There's no 15.
There's no 15. So what is a strategy, or what might we do?
Add up the 2 and then divide it by
Where does
2.
15 fall?
In between 14 and
In between?
14 and 16.
So we're going to go in between 14 and 16. Okay. What was our wet bulb? 9. Our wet bulb was 9?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? 6. So what are we going to do, Adrian?
You're gonna go in between them.
So what do we do with 6?
You find the intersection point.
Okay, so 6. Okay, so the dry bulb was what?
9.
So the dry bulb was 9. Okay, and what was the wet bulb? Was the dry bulb 9 or 15?
15.
15. So that's in between 14 and 16. Okay, and the wet bulb was what?
9.
9. So you're going to take
right, Ms. Page.
the difference. Yep, the difference. So what is 15 minus 9?
12. 15 minus 9. Oh, no. 15 minus 9 is 6.
6. So that's your difference.
I remember this somewhat from
Okay,
last year.
so you go down with your difference. You go over between 14 and 16.
Would you do the same thing with the dew point?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And you go in between, and that's how we got the 43%.
Oh, okay.
But now let's try the test.
Thank you, Adrian.
I found where 6 and 15 would intersect, and then you have to find the middle since it's not like there.
So what two numbers?
1 and 4,
So what would it be?
2.5 degrees Celsius.
Okay, and that is the what?
The dew
That is the dew point. What does dew point mean?
The temperature
Good.
that is.
Nice job. All right, so you learned a lot today. What are some things we learned today? Let's just share out. What is dew point?
The temperature that it
What else did we learn? What's the instrument used to measure dew point or relative humidity? Don't pick up, please.
The
Sling. Psychrometer. Say that word. Sling. Psychrometer. What else did we learn today?
Learn about like the wind vane.
What's wind vane?
It goes the direction that the
Wind.
coming from.
Where it's coming from, because winds are named from the direction they come from. What else did we learn today? Evaporation is a cooling process. What was this?
That's the wind.
Not an ice cream scooper. What is it? Not a barometer.
Wind measure.
Wind measurer. No. Look at your. Where could you look? Brandon, why are we packing up? Anemometer. Okay, so you have 2 or 3 minutes. You are not picking up. You're taking out the vocab. You're going to finish up the vocab as best you can. When you come in tomorrow, we will place the red dots and do what other words we didn't get to. Okay? It's not homework. We have no homework tonight.
Oh, wait, this is not homework?
It's not homework, but you're working on it till the bell rings.
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the, anyone? The Great Depression, passed the, anyone? A tariff bill, the Hawley-Smoot Tariff Act, which, anyone raised or lowered? Raised tariffs in an effort to collect more revenue for the federal government. Did it work? Anyone? Anyone know the effects? It did not work, and the United States sank deeper into the Great Depression. Today, we have a similar debate over this. Anyone know what this is, class? Anyone?